our ores on. Hey everyone, Phobos here coming at you with another build demonstration. So this is going to be for the Divine Ire Totem Ascendant. And as you can see, we just put 4 ores on. That's kind of an important thing about this build. We'll get into the links and then we'll talk about that. So multiple totems, controlled destruction, Divine Ire, infused channeling, hypo, and faster casting. Now, infused channeling, you don't actually get infusion, but you still get the 39% more damage. That's why we're using it. And then multiple totems, I thought originally you wouldn't need this because obviously the totems do area in like a radius and they kind of overlap, right, like a Venn diagram a bit if they're placed together. So I thought, you're losing a large part of the area, wouldn't be that good for clear. But as it turns out, the beam does a lot of work, even though the radius actually clears a lot as well. And the totems, it's not like everything in the radius is getting hit because they can only hit so many things in the radius. So having 2 there is actually not bad at all, even though they have big AoE and there's a bit of an overlap there. So they also just kind of help defend each other so they don't get swarmed or overwhelmed if there's a lot of mobs. So I just like using multiple totem there for sure. And I'm just going to run through a shaper here really quick. I guess I'll explain about the auras too. So we run Hatred, Zealotry, Herald of Ash, and Wrath. And how we do that is we put Hatred, Zealotry, Wrath, and level 4 Enlighten on Diadem. And then we have Enlighten with Herald of Ash, level 3 Enlighten on a, 15% reduced mana reserved shield with +1 totem. A little bit expensive there, but if you don't get the resist and stuff and you just focus on that, it's not too bad. You can get resist elsewhere. And then we're running 1% mana reserved here, and then 1% from the jewel here, and then sovereignty. Obviously, depending on what you have access to and stuff, you can swap that around. You can get more from the tree. You could come down to charisma, or you could get this. You can also use level 4 enlightening here and not have to run reserved on jewels if that's really destroying your jewel options. So there's a lot of different things you can do. We're not really running a health flask because we're Scion and we have Hierophant and Chieftain, so we have Totem Bleach, and combined with Life Regeneration, that works pretty good. You can run a health flask if you want to or need to, though I would suggest it in certain cases, like against Chimera. When you go into the invuln phase, or it's not too good, right? We have to break them out, and it's not this thing. Okay. Actually, I haven't done Shaver in such a long time because I feel like killing bosses is worthless in this game. But it's good to show things, right? So we'll get some... Oh, I didn't realize. He's dead. Okay, he's just not phasing. Did he actually turn to Dominus here? Is that what happens? Looks like it, huh? Our focus is 37% cast speed, and then I'll show you after I kill Dominus here. Okay, so that's pretty fast. We have the increased duration of ailments while focused on the helm. So the idea there is that shocks we're casting, or shocks we hit with, last for longer. I forgot actually I can curse things in here because the last map I was in, it was
China.
The last map had hexproof. This is piety. I don't know if that lightning still does a lot of damage, but I assume it does. I remember like way back in the day that shit used to be so sketch. Oh god, here we go, huh? I was gonna say, is there even anything to LOS? I guess there's actually a lot to LOS. Okay, so just wanna keep our focus up for this. I don't really know any of the animations, so I don't know when he's gonna start.
This is my world, and you shall obey My order. Gaze into the abyss.
We need to close this.
Inconsequence.
He's injured, but not for long. We need to get back.
We go here. Yeah, I do. Sorry guys, I'm a big noob when it comes to this fight because I don't really do much of this boss because I feel like every league he's just not worth anything. When I go back to playing hardcore, maybe I'll kill him more because he'll probably be worth more on hardcore, but he's really like worth dog shit on softcore.
I have nothing more to give.
Oh, I don't have. I'm not using my bleed flask. Big brain. It's funny, when I started playing this character, I realized I didn't have bleed flask the hard way, then I roll and then I just forget to pop it. Dude, why is this a maze? Game is trolling. What the fuck? Jesus.
Behold the face of your unmaking.
Father, it's me. Let me help you.
The horror must be stopped. Obstacles
Oh my God.
destroyed. Gaze into the abyss.
Come to me.
Gaze into the abyss.
Wow, that was interesting.
He's injured, but not for long. We need to get back.
I swear to God, I just got hung up on something on the fucking platform that looks like there's nothing on it. Can I go here? No. Trolled. I want to get an Uber Elder video for this, but unfortunately my Atlas just isn't really set up for it. Trolling? Oh, my turrets just aren't firing. Amazing.
These memories are mine. I cannot lose them.
They lie to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed.
They're coming
Power
through.
from the void.
Come to me.
gaze into the abyss.
How is he not dead?
Look at this guy.
There we go.
Irrelevant.
So and that's pretty much the build. Trying to think if there's anything else you need to go over. Weapon, you just kind of want to add it as. I crafted this one myself. I have to multi-mod it. It's still a terrible weapon, but it'll be a lot better after the multi-mod. Everything else is, these are pretty mediocre, just conversion. Since I'm not running physical lightning, can't get double conversion anymore because GGG hates fun. And boots are decent, but you can pick these up easily. This is pretty good. This is probably like one of the better pieces I have on. Nice mix of damage there. I try and get cast speed because you basically, like, if there's I think an 8.6 or something, or 8.3 cast per second breakpoint, as well as a 10 one, and the idea behind those is that your flasks are up for, like, assume 4 to 5 seconds, and as well as your focus. So you want to get as many, like, beams in during that time as possible, and those thresholds give you, like, certain numbers of casts, I think, assuming, like, one target. So that's the idea there. But they're not, like, super important to hit or anything like that, to be honest, because most of the time you're just going to delete stuff anyway. As you can see, I deleted him pretty quickly with kind of suboptimal play there, in cases I pop my flasks rather early. I don't even have all my crit and stuff, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments.